few more stories I want to get to here on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. South Carolina's basketball program has a new head coach. We talked a little bit about Eric Musselman yesterday, the head coach at Arkansas, and the fact that whether you like it or not, and I've come to the conclusion that most of the fans in the Upstate do not, but whether you like it or not, we are at a point in college athletics where players don't play for the name on the front of the uniform anymore, right? They don't play for the school. That ideology died years ago when recruiting became something that we focus on nationally, right? We focus on national recruiting. I looked up the other day because I was curious at a JUCO level, right? I'm not even talking about D1. I'm talking about a JUCO level. I looked up the roster for Northwest Florida State College, the Raiders. That's a basketball program that I used to call play-by-play and color commentary for. Basketball, and they just won again the junior college national championship game. And this school's interesting because this school has been a pipeline for Division I players to go play there for 2 years and then move on and go play basketball at big schools. Chris Duarte is the starting guard/forward for the Indiana Pacers. Chris Duarte played 2 years of college ball at Northwest Florida State College. Then he moved on to the Oregon Ducks, where he made a run, and then got drafted to the NBA, right? It's a junior college. So I went and looked up the roster of Northwest Florida State College, the Raiders basketball program, your 2021-22 junior college national champions. Because I wanted to see where their players came from. Again, this is junior college. Here's the roster of the junior college Northwest Florida State College Raiders. Michael Jefferson from Sulphur Springs, Texas. Shema Scott from Cleveland, Ohio. Cam Woods of Bessemer, Alabama. Brennan Rigsby of DeBeck, Colorado. Jalen McDaniel, Kansas City, Missouri. Betmer Mutombo from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Trey Clark of Covington, Georgia. Issa Muhammad from Atlanta, Georgia. Falou Diagne from Senegal, Africa. Jasper Floyd from Tampa, Florida. Adam Sherbakov from Migdal HaEmek, Israel. Patrick Ariel from Columbia, South Carolina. DeShondre Washington, Chicago, Illinois. Mason Nicholson, Gary, Indiana. Michael Dudley, Charlotte, North Carolina. And Shalva Ramashvili from the Democratic Republic of Georgia. Not Atlanta. That's the country one. It's a very long way from here. You need a boat or a plane to get there. That is the roster of a junior college basketball program, okay? Recruiting in every college sport. And I'm not just talking football and basketball. I'm talking baseball. I'm talking track and field. I'm talking swimming and diving. I'm talking equestrian. That's the horses. Recruiting at every college sport is no longer a regional game. It is no longer a national game. Recruiting for college sports is now an international affair. Which means that, do you think that Shalva Ramashvili from the Democratic Republic of Georgia grew up a big Northwest Florida State College, junior college Raiders basketball fan?
I'm guessing
Republic of Georgia, right? I doubt that Falou Diagne from Senegal in Africa was rocking his 2017 Junior College National Championship Northwest Florida State College Raiders basketball hoodie, right? It's an international game now. And players are no longer playing because they grew up loving the university, right? Like back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, heck, maybe the early 80s, you had kids that wanted to play for South Carolina because they were from South Carolina and they wanted to rep their state and their U on the front of the jersey. Kids playing for Clemson back in the day were from Clemson and Greenville and Spartanburg, and they wanted to rep the upstate by playing for the university closest to the upstate. But it ain't that no more. And the opposite is true too, right? If Dabo's got an opportunity to recruit a 2-star kid with a lot of heart out of Dorman High to play cornerback, or the 5-star kid out of Los Angeles, California, who plays cornerback and goes, Clemson has a pipeline for DBs to the NFL. I think I'd like to play there. Who you think Dabo's suiting up next year? The 5-star kid. It's not a regional game anymore. Texter says, fan, my college soccer team was from all over the world. I was one of 3 from the state. Yeah, that's it, right? Especially in soccer, the world's game. If you can bring a kid over from Spain who is a unique talent and suit them up at the University of Alabama, do you think a 2-star recruit out of Bessemer is going to pop over a kid from Madrid who's a damn good player and is an academy caliber player? No. Because as much as we want to pretend like coaches are all about the love of the school, you know what their favorite logo is? The logo that comes on the front of the paycheck, right? They might go out there and rep the hell out of your college's logo. But that's because your college logo is on the front of their paycheck. It's on the front of their paycheck. Yeah? It is now an international game. It's not regional anymore. It's not even statewide. It's not even national. It's an international game now. So when you got a new head coach in town, you are looking for a head coach that gets kids who want to play for them. Which is why I'm watching South Carolina's roster on the basketball floor. It's just fading. Guys are transferring out effectively en masse. So far, the Gamecocks have had 6 players. Remember, college basketball teams carry about 14 guys. 6 players have transferred off of the roster at South Carolina. Yesterday, guard Devin Carter posted on social media that, quote, due to the recent changes in coaching at the university, I have decided it is best to explore my options in the transfer portal. He joins guard Jermaine Cousinard, Eric Stevenson, the top 2 scorers from last year, forwards Wildens Levesque and Taquan Woodley. Reserve guard Mike Green have also decided to leave South Carolina. And I have looked at Gamecocks message boards as the transfers have rolled in. And Gamecocks fans are like, oh man, this is awful. This is bad. This is tragic. This is not great news. I got news for you. You ain't any different than any other basketball school that gets a new head coach. The players are not there to play for the University of South Carolina. The players are there to play for a head coach they believe in and a scholarship. That's what they're there to play for. You'll still find some kids that really want to play for a university, right? Like, I just grew up a lifelong fan of XYZU, and that's the jersey I want to sport no matter who the coach is. But they are going to be the minority, the exception, not the rule. So South Carolina's effectively entire starting rotation and some of the bench transferring out after Frank Martin left is not a surprise. Those kids were there to play for Frank Martin, not the University of South Carolina. And as Ric Flair said, you don't have to like it, you will learn to love it. Because that's the game now. So the win here for Lamont Paris, the new head coach at South Carolina, is not to go and keep the roster intact. The win is, how do I replace those guys with guys who want to play for me? I'm sure there are some kids that played under Mike Krzyzewski that wanted to play for Duke. But now that Coach K is leaving, Duke is not going to have windfall talent just flying across the country because they want to play for Duke. That's not a thing. There will be some kids, but it won't be like it was under Coach K. Watch. Don't panic, Gamecocks fans. Don't freak out about this. These kids were committed to Frank Martin, not the University of South Carolina. These kids were committed to Coach Frank, not the Gamecocks athletic department. Now that they're gone, you can bring in kids who are committed to the next regime. And as Eric Musselman at Arkansas has shown you, which, by the way, just picked up his third five-star recruit to Arkansas. Not North Carolina, not Duke, to Arkansas. You find a guy that kids want to play for, your basketball team profits. Welcome to college basketball in 2022.